3, 2, 1. We are live.
We're
live.
Nope, now we're live.
What's up, guys?
Anyway,
How's everyone doing tonight? Can you see and hear us okay? Where should I
what are you doing?
check 1, 2? Check 1, 2.
Gretchen's the only one here.
Hello, Gretchen.
Is that right?
I think so.
I think so.
See, when we do our lives at the office, I have the ability with a computer chair to lower my chair. So now if we sit both straight up,
It's bad.
got a whole foot on you. So I have to like slouch like this in the lives here.
The mic is the size of the baby. Actually, the baby is growing very quickly.
That's
So
awesome.
now she's definitely bigger than the mic, I would say.
She's getting there.
She's getting
She's
there.
getting there. How are you all doing tonight?
Hey, guys.
We're going to do live Q&A sesh. We don't have any topics picked out until someone says something that causes a rabbit trail of my shenanigans.
Yes.
And I also am not a huge fan of our dining room table because it
Well,
does this.
you kind of are
I always rest my arms
A
on it and I like move. and
busy
stuff.
person.
I can't sit still. I cannot sit still.
Is that Tito the shoe guy?
Tito, Maria, I don't think so.
No? Okay. I was going to lose my mind.
Oh my gosh. First world problems.
Hey, Adam.
All right, so we're going to do live Q&A sesh.
Yep.
So you guys know the drill. You got questions. We don't have all the answers, but we have answers that pertain to us and how we run stuff. So
Yep.
let's go.
Somebody talked already about selling merchant fulfill. Would you like to talk about that?
Merchant fill.
You and eyelash on your face.
Do I? Where at?
You do. It's okay.
Damn. Hashtag marriage life.
Thanks, Dana. You're so sweet. Dana said I don't look like a troll today. That's not what she said. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, if I can keep a log of all the terminology that comes out of my wife's mouth. It's usually some type of variation of a troll or garbage monkey. There's all kinds of good ones.
Yeah.
Merchant fill just started today. Awesome. If you guys have any merchant fill questions, let me know. I've become a big fan of merchant filling, primarily in the case of beating out FBA sellers. So if there's a clearance item or very popular item, I list it as merchant filled until I send it in FBA, and oftentimes it sells before I even do the shipment. So I've been a huge fan of that.
Or we like to do just smaller items that are maybe like hot items at the time.
Video
And-
games, Black Friday video games. I love to hit that.
Just because for us, lately it's been better, but usually it takes about a week to get our stuff checked into Amazon. And then during the holidays, it's even worse. I think our at the peak, I think it was a 3-week check-in.
Yeah, it was after.
And I think they lost one of our pallets.
They've lost
right?
many of them.
Well, I mean, but during Christmas, they lost one of them.
Yeah, I had just one box. I had probably $800 or $900 worth of profit mid Q4, and they lost it, and I didn't even get reimbursed for all of it. Welcome to Amazon, my friends.
But we still like it.
I still like Amazon. Here's the
and
thing,
we
like
still sell on it. So
I love all the online selling platforms. I have many issues with pretty much all of them, but I love them because they help pay the bills. So it is what it
pay
is.
those bills.
Tito, can I make a lot of money selling books on Amazon? Yes, you can. If you have a more
Ooh.
specific question, I can help with that. But
It's
easy one is yes.
back to school time, you guys.
Back to school season, textbook season right now.
Really, probably should have had your textbook sent in like a
Crush
month
it.
ago, but there's
Shout out to
still room.
video game sourcing, Jack. I just saw his Instagram post the other day. Did over 4K in one day on textbooks. So that shows you the power
Wow.
in it. Don't
How
mind me
long?
while I hold on.
Why do you always do that?
Because it's such a great sound.
Okay.
Gotta get my white girl wasted on. Because when I'm dieting, I have to drink these. They're 90 calories, 1 gram of sugar.
I like have barely eaten today, so if I drink one of those,
And this flavor's not bad. It's not
Not
bad.
good.
It's the Smirnoff cranberry lime. Quite tasty.
I think Isla thinks we're talking to her.
She does. She
She's
keeps looking at us like, huh?
Playing and like kicking her feet.
All right.
Baby,
Questions
we're not
rolling
talking to
in.
you.
Let's hit questions. Rapid fire. Go. Best way to sort toys Best way to sort small toys in order to list them in batches. I don't really
I guess it
understand
depends.
the question. Are you asking for eBay, FBA, Facebook Marketplace?
Are you going to batch photo them? Are you batching them together as lots? I'm confused.
A little more detail on the question we can help out with. If the goal was to profit $2,000 a month, would it be Amazon or eBay? You can do either one. I need way more info than that. You guys, here's the thing. If you give basic broad questions, you're going to get a basic broad answer. So you try to be specific with where you're getting at with your questions, and we can be a lot more helpful that way.
To make it short, we'll go back. We'll loop around.
We'll loop back to that.
Okay.
I have an FBA question. I'm trying to do a shipment, and Amazon is trying to split my items into 3 separate shipments, making a shipment expensive. How can I make sure it stays in one shipment? You are going to need to go into your shipping settings and turn on inventory placement. You will be paying 30 cents per unit to have it all sent to one place. But here's the issue with that. It's a trade-off, right? You're going to send everything to one place, but they are then going to disperse them out into other warehouses, and your items will be under reserve because it's transferring to a different fulfillment center. So that you're gonna waste a lot of extra time by not shipping it to where they want it to go in the first place. So it's convenient in the sense that you can just throw everything in a box and ship it to one location, but it's going to take your items longer in order to be live. So I'm a fan of just pay a few extra bucks, get them to their end destination sooner so you can then sell through quicker. But of course, that's just personal preference. Y'all don't have to listen to a word I say, actually. That's just the way I do it.
I don't.
I've been selling on Amazon FBA after the call last night. Changed some things to Merchant Field. Nice.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Money for Wait a second. Who are you?
Money for Mars.
I think that might be Dee Dee.
We've got our VIP members in here, but they have different screen names, so we don't know who it is. If we've got our VIP crew in here, let us know what your name is.
I have no idea. Catherine, is there a better way to ship items for FBA? I heard that if they receive on Monday, stuff sells better. I don't think that that's true. Just get it in as soon as you can. That's the best and most reliable practice.
We're talking about Amazon here. Yeah. There is no organized get it in on Monday, sell on Tuesday thing.
You get the buy box when you get it. There's no way to work the
ship
system.
It in, forget about it, unless you need to reprice it and keep shipping more stuff.
So, okay, I want to go back, though, and loop around to that question. So, $2,000 profit, right? You want to make $2,000 in the month after fees and shipping and all of that. There's, like Charles said, that's a really broad question. You're going to get a broad answer. But a short answer kind of addressing that would be that it depends on what your model is going to be. Do you want 20 to 40% ROI with less work? Or do you want 100 to 400% ROI with a lot more work? It just depends on your business model. We do both, and we
sell anything, all kinds of stuff.
We'll sell, we sell on Amazon and eBay, on Poshmark.
I've been crushing local lately.
Local stuff. We sell everything everywhere. It's always funny when people are like, "What do you guys sell?" I'm like, what don't we sell?
It's literally, we've sold condoms to 90s collectors' toys.
Yeah, like everything.
I've sold, a little bit of everything.
That's the short answer. A lot of work for more profit or less work for a smaller ROI. You're going to get there no matter what, as long as you put in the right amount of money and you're getting back your calculated ROI. And there's a lot more that goes into it, like Charles said, but that's the broad answer.
What she said.
That's what she said.
Literally. Sellhound thoughts. I've not looked into it too much personally because we have a staff. So we do have 2 part-time employees that do listings for us. Your own employees. I have not looked into the cost of Sellhound, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but ultimately the same thing goes with prep centers for Amazon. It's going to be cheaper to have your own in-house employees. But the huge benefit of something like Sellhound is the fact that they will list things for you. So if you are in an apartment where you can't hire employees or you're not to that point yet, that's an incredible way to go. I've not looked too much into it myself yet. I'm sure we'll do some type of partnership with them and do a video review and get you guys plugged in with a discount.
What's the best thing to start flipping as a beginner currently? First of all, there's a lot of questions in the comments tonight. Usually we're just like chatting and like not talking about anything, but anyway, okay, back to it. What's the best thing to start flipping as a beginner? Currently, I'm still in high school and I can't drive. So what are some good options to buy stuff? That is a good
Still in high school, we
question.
can't drive. So where are some good options to buy stuff? First thought is online arbitrage.
Yeah.
It depends. Are you selling on Amazon or eBay? Or even local. So I need to know, Adam, where you plan on selling. If you're doing Amazon or eBay, not so much, but you can definitely find some deals. But online arbitrage is going to be your best bet. Yeah. I know several people that are 15, 16 years old, and they literally just have a weekly schedule with their parents to drive them out to Goodwills and thrift stores, and they get an hour allotted to go and source. So that's something you can work out. Kind of got to get creative in those instances, but online arbitrage is definitely going to be a good one.
Sell the stuff that you already have at your house.
Yep.
Don't sell your parents' stuff, maybe without asking them. But
especially as a teen, you might have some shoes and stuff.
Yeah, like
video games.
Yeah, just start there.
I wouldn't sell my video games when I was a teen, but I liked my video games. If I wanted to make YouTube videos of reselling, what should I not do? That's a loaded question. I should start. I'm curious too. Like, this is obviously Side Hustle Network. So that opens up the topic of, we can talk about way more than just reselling, because reselling is one side hustle. YouTube is its own side hustle. So I can definitely talk about YouTube do's and don'ts. So are you guys curious on me creating content around whether it's building up a social media presence, building a YouTube channel? If you guys are interested in that kind of content, I can definitely make it for you. But to answer the question, if I wanted to make YouTube videos of reselling, what should I not do? I would not try to play a part that you are not. Be 100% authentically yourself. Okay, that's like the biggest tip I can give to anyone that wants to create their own content, make a YouTube channel, start growing your Instagram, whatever the case may be. Focus on value-driven content. Don't become a keyword chaser. Don't put on the hat of like just trying to get popular by posting a bunch of fad stuff. Just be yourself. That's just, you guys have all heard my tangents by now. Like, I cannot stand the keyword chasers, the clickbait titles, I get it's how you get views, but at the same time, like, you're sacrificing your own value. You're taking a hit to the value that you provide if you're doing that. So just be yourself, post valuable content, and ultimately document your journey and your processes, because that's all we've ever done for 4 years. And there's a reason we have a silver play button and some people don't. I'll just leave it there.
Ooh.
What do I know?
Ooh.
What do I know?
Ouch. Okay.
But yeah, if you guys want actual like tutorial videos and stuff like that on creating YouTube content, social media stuff, I could definitely start hammering some of that out for you, because it is its own side hustle. It's its own work. It takes work to record, to edit, to post. You do have to look up keywords and research tags and all this kind of stuff. Use a little bit of SEO in your titles. There's actual logistics that go into it. So I'm happy to do some videos on that.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. There's no way I would do YouTube if it weren't for you.
YouTube is a hustle. It's work.
It's so much work,
it's
guys.
Work. It's not only that it's just work. Like, when you resell stuff, you don't deal with people.
Yeah, like
you're just dealing with product.
That I think I like the best about reselling is that I can be a hermit for 6 months and like talk to no one, literally,
and make money.
And Charles gets a lot of really good feedback and like good, I don't know, good interactions with a lot of people off of YouTube, but there's also a lot of bad stuff too. So you have to have a pretty thick skin, not take things personally, which I take everything personally, so that it doesn't work well.
I did for like the first probably year and a half.
Yeah.
I would come home.
Well,
I didn't come home because we didn't even have a warehouse then, but I would be like in the garage.
No, but you'd be like working, or you had your massage business and you'd be like,
yeah,
you would come home and just be like,
but I would come home after like reading troll comments and just be fuming for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's the other part with social media. If you want to be an influencer, whatever the word or term is, if you want to grow a presence on YouTube and social media, you got to build that thick skin. You cannot take things personally. And you've just got to be ready for the trolls. And here's the thing, like the trolls they're not common. It's not like you wake up every day to horrible comments, but they do come in and they do hurt in the beginning. But you get over it pretty quick. Do you have any luck with online arbitrage, or do you prefer retail arbitrage? I prefer retail arbitrage because I'm able to get into the stores, buy the stuff, and it's shipped out today or tomorrow. With online arbitrage, you've got 3 to 5 day shipping. I still do OA, but it's not my preferred method just because of the shipping time. That 3 or 5 day lag time for shipping, that could be the window that you need to sell it in. So oftentimes you send in products and you miss it by a few days as far as pricing goes. So I prefer retail arbitrage. Plus, it just gets me out of the house, which is a good thing. Sometimes I just
when you work at home,
way too much time.
Kind of like get into this time warp of I've been at the house for 2 days. I'm actually gonna leave after this call and like do something.
Oh, you are? Where are you going?
Probably the gym.
You gonna go to Goodwill? I didn't go to Goodwill today. Usually I go in every day.
Maybe.
And it's funny. It's like you think when you get an office space, that's going to cure it, and it doesn't, because then you end up spending all your time at the office, which is my end of the deal, because I do a lot of the office time. She'll be here with the kids a lot more of the time, so she's in the house all day. I'm at the office all day. We both need an outlet to like get out, whether it's go to the gym, go out for a walk. For me, it's retail arbitrage and thrifting. That's why I love it. Once you get the treasure hunter high, you cannot get over it. eBay or FBA as a noob, which is better? They're both great. As a newbie, eBay is going to be a lot less hoops to jump through, but FBA is definitely still scalable for a newbie.
I was just talking to one of our members last week, and she's brand new to Amazon. And she didn't know that brand restrictions were a thing, and they are. So when you get started on Amazon, you're going to be gated, or like. So gated just means you're not going to be able to sell a certain amount or certain brands.
Amazon will say no.
Certain brands or certain categories. And she didn't know about that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can't sell right away as a new person on Amazon. But you got to stick with it because you have to build that rapport with them.
The thing with Amazon, everyone
get there without it.
Yeah, everyone complains about the brand restrictions and the gatings and all this stuff. And I get it. But at the same time, if you just put in a little bit of work by finding distributors for those products and brands and get ungated, there's way less competition on the other side. So I personally am a fan of those restrictions, because now on the products that we sell, we are ungated in because we put in the work to get ungated. It's way less competition. You can't have hundreds of retail arbitrage people going out and hopping on the same listings that you had to make those jumps or those hoops to get onto. So I would just say that's all it is. That's all Amazon wants. They want you to find distributors to get ungated with those invoices, and it's worth it.
Somebody started a YouTube account just so they can follow us. I'm going to cry.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm an ugly girl cry.
Every person that sits here and watches these things, I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it.
Because to us, totally we're just rambling.
Blows my mind that anybody wants to like talk to us or like listen to us for an hour.
It's not a glorious, fancy, cool looking business model. Like, we're buying garbage.
Yeah. We are really cool people, but I'm just kidding.
Humble too.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Beautiful, handsome. We could go on.
I'm just getting back to selling on these different platforms. With Amazon, I have a couple hundred books. What is the best software to list and the scanner to use to scan the items in faster? Inventory Lab is one of the most popular, well-known listing softwares out there and also does your accounting for you. But I will say Accelerlist was made for booksellers specifically. So that one's going to be great to look into. And what was the second half of the question? Which scanner to use? They all do the same thing. Just go on. I know Opticon is one of the popular scanners. The KDCs are definitely more expensive. They're not as easily accessible as they used to be. We used to have a supplier that was giving them out for $50 each, but now they're like $200.
That was sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we helped that guy sell hundreds. I had no affiliate link for those
I found our
either.
KDC the other day.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
We have like 2 of them floating around.
I don't use it anymore,
yeah, so
obviously.
I know Opticon. There's a couple other ones, but just go to Amazon, eBay, type in wireless barcode scanner. I know people will attach them to the back of their phone. You have like they have gloves made for these things now. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you're going to do books full time, definitely invest in that type of equipment.
They're so fast. It totally
it's insane.
Blows my mind. Like they're like,
especially at the bins.
Some of them have, is that the big one, what was it called? The
PDAs.
Yeah.
Those are the old school ones.
That have it. I think you
like
set your margins and then it'll go red light or green light. And then they throw them back or throw them in their cart. It's crazy.
After starting reselling, how long until you start doing it full time? I mean, we still don't resell full time. I've talked about this many times. Our income streams between affiliate marketing, this YouTube channel, we have the reselling business, which underneath the reselling umbrella, we have local sales, like our warehouse sale. We have Amazon, eBay, Poshmark. We have multiple reselling streams in that. We also have our, if you want to call it a coaching mentoring group, which is our VIP group. We have our daily OA business. It's all pretty evenly spread out. So we don't rely just on reselling income. And that's just us personally liking to diversify a bit more. But now this year is the first year. I think this is the hardest we've ever pushed, the reselling specific.
I think that our reselling will definitely be
it'll be a big one this year.
It will have definitely replaced both of our incomes.
Yep.
And then we've got this other stuff on the side too.
Yeah. And we've always been transparent about that. I've never been the type that's like, we resell full time, when in reality, we have other income streams that help supplement. So I'm still hesitant to say we resell full time because they're not like 2 full-time incomes quite yet, but they're getting there. I have to do my numbers, but I think so far, we're at like 130 or 140K in sales this year so far, something like that. I could be way off. I did the numbers a few months ago. Maybe I'll do an update post like a halfway through the year type of deal.
I'm totally lost. Nicholas.
Nicholas Woolsey. I love that last name. If that's your last name, that's awesome.
Why wouldn't that be his last name? You think he'd make that up?
I don't know. It's a cool name. I like it.
Crushing it with the books.
Selling used book and averaging 4K net profit per month and spending an average of 6 hours per day, 45 days per week. That's amazing. That's a prime example of if you guys want to make a full-time income like Nicholas is doing, he spends 6 hours per day, 4 to 5 days a week. Like if you want this to be a full-time income, you have to treat it like a full-time job. Those are
what I hear
type of hours you have to do.
Most in that statement is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably being very true to that 4 to 5 days and probably doing more of like 5 to 6 days, to be honest.
Are you for?
I always feel like,
go for it.
Should we take a day off? Or like last Sunday, you were like, I want to go home and sleep.
Oh no, that was 2 days ago.
Let him.
Well, we did the warehouse sale Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I was in the warehouse for like 10 hours all 3 days.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we went in to do in my head, I was going to be there for an hour and clean up some stuff. And then she came in.
Trista was like, no.
And she did the wife thing where she's like, let's just change everything. And we spent 4 hours in there.
I said, we need to clean up from the warehouse sale because we have a really busy week this week, which we do.
Yep.
And we have big things happening this week. And I'm not coming into this mess on Monday. So I was 3 hours. And then as I'm cleaning, you're relocating shelves. And
I've just had this layout in my head of how the office should work. because I needed streamlined systems, because
Right.
we had some level of system, but I had like the shelves for product. You would take a product, go all the way across to like one corner in the office to clean and test it, another corner to photo. So we came up with a streamlined process where everything's in the same location. But I figured we were there cleaning already. But that's an example of like, we didn't take a full day off.
Never take a day off.
Like,
your brain is always working.
I take naps that instead of days off. Like today I took like an hour and a half, 2 hour nap. It was great.
I did not take a nap. But I'm going to take a minute to myself after this call.
Go out and source tonight.
Actually, I might go to the gym.
Are you for or against managed payments? We have not used managed payments. I would be for it just because it opens up more payment options, which means more potential customers. But then again, I've never used it, so I don't know the specifics. Got 7 items. Box price is $180. Paid $50 after fees is $75. How do you decide what to sell on Facebook Marketplace or Amazon? You're still glowing, girl.
Hey.
How do we decide what to sell on Facebook Marketplace? I have now started cross-posting. I'm trying to hammer through like as many eBay listings as we have. I'm going to start cross-posting on Facebook Marketplace, and I have about 50 or 60 listings up on Marketplace right now. I've just been hammering through listings over the last few days, and I've already sold $140, $150 worth of stuff over the last week, not including the warehouse sale, but even the warehouse sale, we did 1,300 this weekend, which is great. So I've been cross-posting a lot of that stuff. And then a lot of the lower ticket stuff, just old inventory that just maybe it was bad buys. Anything that's worth less than $15 for an online sell price, I've been listing for like $6, $7 locally. So that's kind of how we determine. My plan is to cross-post as much as I can on Facebook Marketplace. Even if it's stuff I don't think will sell locally for a great price, I'm just going to list it anyways because someone might want to buy it and go down that route. I can't wait until someone creates some type of program or service. I will hop on this thing so quick if there's a cross-posting service made for Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. That would be awesome. So any software developers.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
If you can get on that, let me know. I'm in. I'll help promote the shit out of that.
Let me see. I was reading. I went back down and then I came back up. Plan on selling on eBay or like OfferUp or something unless something else is better. I've heard Mercari is really good. I think it depends on what you sell on Mercari, but I don't know. Try out a lot of different platforms and see what sticks.
And that's what comes down to. You have to try them yourself.
Yeah.
And then just decide what's going to work, what's not. Like I got into Poshmark for like 5 minutes and I was like,
So I was wondering what happened. Did you delete the account?
No, it's still there.
Nobody looks at your stuff.
I had views on my stuff. That was the thing. Like I could have made it great, but again, just trial and error.
Poshmark is.
I'm so much more focused on other platforms, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. There's people making a full-time income, and she's crushing it on Poshmark.
See, there's the thing, though. I some days hate Poshmark, and I want to get off of it. I'm like, why am I doing this? This is stupid. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of sharing and liking and being on it constantly. And I'm finding myself, like, especially I just did it just now. I always feel like I need to have my phone in my hand to check and see if there's likers or watchers they're the same thing.
But
if there's offers or it's becoming like compulsive and I don't like it.
But with that being said, she's been keeping those funds completely separate. And she's had a little thing we haven't even like posted about, but she's been using the sales from that to fund our Disneyland trip.
Yep.
She's got the plane tickets covered, the Disney tickets covered for 4 days, the hotel, the car, like it's all going to be paid for through Poshmark funds. So the income is there.
Yeah.
If you're willing to put in the work on it.
Yeah. I don't like how it's making me more glued to my device. And I really like about eBay is that you could just list it and leave it. It's not like You need to be sharing your items or being involved in parties. And I know that that's the culture, and that's fine. I'm just not sure I'm built for it. So
it just comes down to your lifestyle and what kind of business you want to run. Like I have zero desire to do like the sharing and the posh party live whatever's like that's just my business. I want to run my business a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a list it and leave it type of person. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Right. Okay. Would you recommend buying lists for OA first or just jump in and go for tactical arbitrage? That is up to you.
Yeah, it really can work either way. This is like not being biased because we run daily OA, which is an OA list service. So if you wanted to just buy leads, we offer that. We have for over 3 years.
Yeah.
So if you guys, we actually have spots open. So quick plug, dailyoa.com is where you can get a hold of that. But with that being said, I'm not going to push you to buy a list, whether it's our list or someone else's. If you want to go try out tactical arbitrage first, absolutely go for it. But and I actually would say I would lean towards that route so you understand the process of how to get the leads, and it makes you appreciate when you do have a list to source from, because it takes a lot of the legwork out of it for you. With any list, including ours, you need to still go through and double check each item. Mm-hmm. We have human errors that happen. Sometimes we overlook items and they're mismatched. Sometimes the rank isn't as great as we thought. So you still need to go through and double check your work, but you're going to skip a lot of the initial legwork in that.
You taught me, TA, when we first started the daily OA list, and Charles was doing it all by himself and doing the lists every morning. And we have a VA team now helping us, but I could do it. It took me about 4 hours to pare down a list, but it was rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can work either way. I know. Yeah. And I also have people, just today, we had like 4 or 5 people sign up.
Yeah.
They just jumped straight into it. I will say, when you look at an OA list service or group or whatever the case is, including ours, you want a list service that has 30 or less members per list, because there's a lot of them out there. And we used to do this, that have a cap of 50 people per list, which can be okay, but there's gonna be a lot more price tanking, saturation that happens. So we made the decision, just quality over quantity, and we took a hit on the business too, because we didn't raise the price. We actually lowered our price to make it more affordable. But we went from a 50-person cap per list, and we have 2 active different groups right now. And so we took it from a 50-person cap down to 30. So we were missing out on 20 members per group.
Yep.
But it was a sacrifice I was willing to make, because then it ultimately improves the quality of the groups. So I would say no matter which OA list you look into, do not go for the ones that have 31 plus caps, because you're going to have a lot more issues there.
Right. Because if there's 50 people on a list and 40 people buy that ASIN, that's a lot of people on an ASIN, probably trying to get the same ROI you're trying to get.
Yep.
So, where did we end up?
If I buy bags of small toys to sell on eBay, and I would rather like toys together for a higher average sell price, what would be the best way to store those items until I'm ready to lot them? What I've done, like I just did it with Ninja Turtle stuff. I had like 100 plus Ninja Turtle figures I just got a hold of. They were all from different years. There were vintage ones, there were newer ones. So I separated them and sorted them out into like years. And then I put them in poly bags for storage. And that's how I was able to, and I just tagged the bag what lot that was. So I'd put Ninja Turtles, lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, etc. And then I put that in the listing too.
Oh no.
So that is one option that you can do.
I lost it.
Did it get bumped down? Oh, you were.
I'm lost. I'm so lost. Okay, I found it.
You got it?
There's
all right.
Catherine's question. We don't do private label on Amazon. That's the short answer.
We want to. We always
we're
have.
getting there,
it just takes a shit ton of capital up front, which
Yeah.
I'm not good to part ways with that much money and wait 3 months to get a return yet.
Do you know if there is any way to take payments on Instagram? I have no idea except for through PayPal.
Yeah, I've never looked. I think there's like an Instagram store you can do. I've never looked into it. We probably could sell stuff on Instagram, especially because we have an audience. I don't know. I've never had a desire to like sell to the audience type of thing. Usually when I'm posting stuff on Instagram, just showing you guys stuff we find, we've sold directly to some of you guys in the audience just because you message us and say, hey, like that hat, I really want that. How much? And we'll do a PayPal transaction. I ship it out that way.
Yeah.
But we've never done an actual like store for it.
Baby's good. Thanks for asking.
Yep.
eBay versus Mercari. We don't do Mercari, so we can't really comment. However, we do know a lot of people who love Mercari, and like I said, just try it out. See if it sticks. I've heard that I've actually listed on Mercari. It was a long time ago. It was like when we first started. The listing process on Mercari is much more streamlined than eBay, which surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So no comment. Next question. Let's see.
Are we still working on the Shopko buyout? We actually go to Shopko tomorrow to check out some buyout stuff. So Shopko around here closed down like 2 months ago. So all the inventory is gone. It's not like we're purchasing product from the shelves necessarily, but they're still left with vending machines, a bunch of servers from the back, computer equipment, their barcode scanners. So we did get contacted by the liquidator. So we are going to check that out tomorrow and we know we're buying stuff. It's just a matter of how much. So that's tomorrow. Classic. I'll probably I'll do a video review, or not review. I'll just do like a haul video after we're done with that though.
Oh, will you now?
Yes, I will.
How long did you start reselling, or after you started reselling, did you get a warehouse? We were in our garage building our business for 2 years and then a little more until we ran out of room. And we probably rearranged that garage and reconfigured those shelves, I don't know, 80 times. Like,
and we don't have a great giant 2-car garage.
We don't. It's like long and skinny. It's like 1.5 car garage.
Yeah, but we made like we went high across every wall we possibly could.
Yeah.
And when it started bleeding into here, because this is our garage door right here. When it started bleeding into the kitchen dining area, it was time. Yeah. And that's when we started looking.
We weren't even looking for a warehouse. We were looking for a storage unit.
Yeah, and they were all booked.
And then we happened to find, we both drove past where our warehouse is now and noticed a for lease sign. We just called, really quick story. We called, they said it's too much, or, they said it's this much per square foot. We said, that's too much. Thanks anyway. Then
all they had open was a 2,000 square foot slot. And I'm like, no. we need like 500 square feet.
Right.
2,000 was way too much.
Like financially, it was like, oh my gosh, we
didn't even have that much product either.
Right. And so then we said thanks anyway. The landlord emailed us back and said, well, actually, I do have this smaller space. So one of the things that I would have changed about that situation is that I would have said, thanks, that sounds great. However, that's not in our price range. Do you have anything that would be in our price range? And then he had something that was slightly bigger than we wanted. He ended up working with us.
It was 600 square feet.
Yeah.
And you guys have seen it in old vlogs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I forget. He puts all of those things on the internet.
It's all on the internet. So if you go back to our old like vlogs that we used to do, you'll see how that office was set up. It was like, it was a warehouse, but they had sectioned it out into like 2 different rooms. Yeah. And then eventually we tagged on the third part of that. Yeah. So that's kind of how that worked out. But 600 square feet, we worked out a deal. It was $500 a month for the first 3 months, and then the full $640 a month after that. Yeah. And then we ran out of there for a whole year. And then there was another unit next to us, same building, another unit, and it's 1,500 square feet. And they had moved out, and we were at that tipping point where it's like we didn't need the extra square footage. Even now, we don't need as much square feet as we have. It's nice to have. But back then, it was like that teetering point where we could make it work. We could stay where we are, and we just got a killer deal on it. So we went with it. That's where we're at now.
Okay. So much love in the comments, by the way.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Let's see.
I do
Started
wanna-
reselling 8 months ago. When should I start thinking of growing my business? I work full time. I live in OC, California. Make $38,000 a year in my full time job. I want to get out. This is so relatable to pretty much everybody in the reselling community. Either you're out of your job or you want to be out. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I was just rereading it. My first thought is, you asked, I started reselling 8 months ago. When should I start thinking of growing my business?
Grow your business right now. Yeah.
8 months ago was
Right
when
now.
you should have. But
Mhm.
since you waited, start now. There's no reason why you should have waited. Especially
and
at
growing
30.
your business doesn't mean get a warehouse today.
No.
It means do what you can with what you have.
Mhm.
Just scale what you're doing now. And maybe that means scaling into your extra bedroom or your garage, or, like borrow your mom's garage. I don't know, but
Someone's garage.
somebody's garage.
We've
right?
used our neighbor's garage when we were working out of here.
Yeah.
We had ordered 11 pallets one time and we can only fit 8. And that was like a really tight squeeze.
Mhm.
We put 8 pallets in here and we hit up our neighbor
Yeah.
to bum an extra 3 pallets worth inside of their garage for a while.
We were pallet jacking.
I literally would take the
pallets
pallet jack across the street. But yeah, you
Super
like Trista said, you start with what you have and
Yeah.
just focus on scaling those numbers however you best can. Whether it's, if you're doing a lot of thrifting and a retail arbitrage and you're out of time, then you need to look at more efficient ways to source, like online arbitrage, maybe wholesale.
Yeah.
You have to get a little bit more efficient with it that way.
But start now, and you're in this really great time. We're almost to Q4, which means Christmas and all of the sales are going to start just spiking in the next month. It's really going to start to
We're
rev up.
already
So,
seeing that summer slowdown is now officially kind of over for us. We're starting to see that uptick. Plus, we're listing a lot more lately.
Yeah.
I've been listing about 8 to 10 items a day. One of our guys, Ryan, listed 12 items today.
Summer, we just buy a lot of stuff through the summer.
Yeah, we spend a lot
We
of
go
time just
crazy.
buying. I've got 3 big shelves worth of stuff right now.
Which we're not freaking out about, because that stuff will definitely get listed in the next month or so. But freaking out about listing it right now, having it all done this week, it's just not productive.
Yeah.
It's not good for your energy.
If it's something that's worth over $100 sell price, I'll list it ASAP.
Yeah.
The high ticket stuff, I list real quick.
Right.
The rest of it, the average sell price stuff, the $20, $30, $40 items, they go on the shelf, and then either I get to it or one of our employees does.
Right.
And then your stuff too, all the clothing and whatnot.
I'm not sure where this tangent came from, but anyway.
I'm never sure where they come from at all. They just do.
So, and then leaving your full-time job, that is up to your risk tolerance. And we will never tell anyone to leave their job if they're not ready. And
there's a whole
even if
different
you
conversation
are ready, I think there's only one situation that we were ever present for, and we didn't even say leave your job, but we were at a conference one time. You remember that, when we were at Midwest? Midwest.
Oh yeah, I did tell someone to quit their job, and they did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
you were speaking.
Jeremy. I actually think he still watches our content, so Jeremy knows. Yeah, we both spoke at a conference one time, and I had the microphone.
That's right.
And we did some Q&A. And Jeremy stepped up and he started. We didn't know who he was at the time. Now we know him. And he was asking. He laid out his situation,
which was an amazing situation.
He had his ducks in a row, and he's
single dude. I think he was single, had no debt
single.
Any kind. No, he wasn't single. He had a family.
He had all of his ducks in a row.
He had all his ducks
at the end of the day. And I had done this whole spiel in my speech about.
Yeah.
You've got to jump and build your wings on the way down, because a lot of people make the mistake of trying to build the perfect airplane on top and then cruise down the cliff, when a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we just jump and we figure it out as we go. And he had stood up and asked all these questions about what I think he should do. And I told him flat out, as a professional here, I cannot tell you what to do with your business, especially jump and leave a job. But as someone who's also an entrepreneur, I just said, jump and build those damn wings. And he did.
And there were quite a few other people in the room who were experienced sellers who also pretty much stood up at that moment.
Yeah,
and
everyone
said,
was like, "Yeah,
get out! You got to do this now."
But that was a rare case because he had all of his ducks in the row. Like he was set, so I had no hesitation telling him like just jump, and he did, and that was 2 years ago. He's doing phenomenal.
Yeah, reselling is hard. You have, I mean, the living expenses, like you don't get employer benefits.
I still haven't gotten employee of the month. It's been 4 damn years. Can we start that? Can we start that at the office? We have 4 of us. It's us 2, and then we have 2 part-time employees. Can we just start rotating out? Everyone gets their month.
Jamie and Ryan.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so great.
No. Why are you
Hold on. There was a question that was missed up here.
We're really diligent, you guys. I know that people get annoyed that we are like so far behind in the comments, but we literally answer every question we can.
Lately, though, we've had more engagement on the live streams, which means we can't answer every single one. This was the one. I refuse. That is mediocre mindset. That's why I do 1.5-hour live streams, because I want to make sure. Like, I feel bad when I just leave and there's a ton of questions. I know. All right, Katie asked, you should literally offer individual Facebook Messenger chats.
That's not a question.
Both of you, I'd pay you, just started, and would love to pick your brain. So I wanted to piggyback off of that because we will. I haven't talked to you about it much, but we will be doing an actual, I haven't decided if it's going to be 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but there will be an accountability group where you are going to. We have talked about this. We're not on YouTube though.
Oh yeah.
So you are going to have access, not just Facebook Messenger, you are going to have access to my cell phone. I'm going to set up one-on-one personal calls with people. You can text us. We're going to set up group chats, all that stuff. So that will be rolling out soon. I'm going to lay out the details tomorrow, get a video up. So keep an eye out for that. It will be limited spots because it's going to be a lot of our time that goes into it. And our time is pretty limited. So I'm going to limit the amount of spots. So it's first come, first serve. So if you guys want to get first come, first serve basis, you need to message me on Instagram and just mention the accountability group you want on the wait list. Instagram is the Side Hustle Network, and you'll see us pop up there. But yeah, you need to message me if you want to be one of the first ones, because I will limit, and it's no exceptions. I know every time I do something where it's limited, I get people afterwards like, oh, just please let me in this one time. I can't do it. I have to keep it fair to everybody. So that will be rolling out pretty soon.
Can you please do a video on how to hire workers to help scale your business? I feel like you've done this.
It's been a while, and I've learned a lot. Especially over the last 6 months, we've learned a lot more about working with a team. So I will be doing some updated videos for that too.
Hello from Callie. Distributors, how do you find them or research for them? There's so many ways you can do this. Google distributors in my area. Go to the bottom of the Google page because everybody's already looking at the top.
Yeah, and just like I said earlier, that's a broad question, so you're going to get a broad answer. If you have specific details within that question we can help out with, let us know. There's literally 20 different ways you can find distributors. I did see somebody post that they were local. I forgot where it's at, but somebody did ask if we do local meetups. I do want to start doing a quarterly meetup. Nothing big and fancy. We won't have guest speakers and stuff like that, but just a simple get together of like-minded resellers. So we will be doing a quarterly one. You and I just need to sit down and figure out a date for the first one.
Yeah, Marketplace is like Craigslist with the meetups and lots of no-shows. We just had this happen. So we do pickup only. We do not meet people.
Unless it's
pick up at our warehouse.
Big profit.
Yeah. We have dropped.
Or
we have to go to Portland or something. But
if it's a 10-minute drive, and I'll tell them I have a $20 delivery fee, and some people have done that. So that's another thing I'd do. But yeah, don't drive an extra 30 minutes for a drop off to make $10. It's not worth your time.
Fashion. What's the best cleaning products to clean electronics that you use without ruining shine?
Toothbrush. That was the best investment I ever made for cleaning electronics.
Was it toothbrush?
Was a toothbrush
I use
because
Goo Gone.
so it
They're
depends.
talking about products. I think they're talking about products.
Electronics.
Clean electronics. Yeah.
Yeah, like actual products. You don't use Goo Gone on electronics.
Well, I mean to like clean off the dust and make them look pretty.
Nah.
You don't?
No, because it's a really oily residue afterwards.
You don't like drench it.
So I have been using, screen cleaner is definitely a big one for electronics. And then just basic cleaning solutions. You'll see like electronic cleaning solutions, and then toothbrush and a rag. And that's pretty much all we've gone through. There you go, Andre. Second and third page for distributor SQL input.
I'm all the way down. We're going to go back up and then. Yeah, I'll let you handle that. Have family work for free until you get bigger. If your family likes you well enough for that to happen,
we've done that many times. We had a load of, when we were working out of the garage here, we had a load of 5,000 books come through, and I had my brother come and he worked for lunch, and that's about all he got paid.
I'm like reading backwards.
How come you are going backwards?
Because I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Do you want me to take over the scrolling?
Trying to be a good person.
All right.
Not leave any comments out.
Where were we up here? All right. Cleaning solution. Can you please do a video on hiring workers? Where do we live? We live an hour south of Portland.
We're not giving you our address. Sorry.
Our exact address. Our town is McMinnville. I never say McMinnville because no one knows. It's a small town in the middle of nowhere. No one knows where it's at. But an hour south of Portland is where we are. So when we do our local meetups, it's usually in Portland area, just so it's accessible to a lot more people.
Okay, stop.
Okay, go.
For eBay, is there a way to see how well items sell, like the rank on Amazon? I wish. That would be
unfortunately not.
Very nice. No, there is no ranking system on eBay. However, eBay partnered, I guess you call it partnering. I don't know.
Yeah.
They partnered with Terapeak. So Terapeak is free now with Amazon store subscriptions. So you can see a year's worth of sales. It doesn't give you a rank, but it does give you a year's worth of should I buy or not? What has this item sold for in the last year?
It's nice because it kind of gives you like averages, average sell price. It'll show you how many are listed, or I guess you can do it on eBay, but
I don't use it too terribly often because I'm mostly selling clothes and shoes and accessories, and I kind of already know what I'm going for. I do a really quick research on what's on the market right now, what's sold in the last 90 days, and I price off of that. But it's very, very helpful for things that are unique items, collectibles, antiques. Charles has all of those like
the
90s
Apple
kids stuff,
90s
the Apple
toys.
stuff. Yeah. So it can be really helpful.
Are you using Inventory Lab to help sourcing and listing other apps? Yeah, we've got our primary. I mean, I've got a lot of different software. Some of them I use way more than others. Some are nice to have just when you need them. My top ones, and I'm going to do a video on this. My top ones are Inventory Lab, Aura for repricing. I'm trying to think what else I use the most. Keepa is definitely, now that it's a paid service.
Oh yeah.
Keepa is definitely one of the top ones.
The $15 a month, whatever it is. Is it 15?
I think it was 17. And it's a tax write-off, like super nice. I actually have my list. If you guys want me to hammer out.
Oh, I was reading comments.
Sorry.
And you ruined it.
And we've got, if you guys check the description on any of our videos, it gives a full list with links on different things that we use. Of course, most of them are affiliate links. So if you choose to support them, we appreciate it. So Keepa, Aura Repricer, Tactical Arbitrage, of course, we use for OA. Inventory Lab. payability for our daily payouts. I do use Reselling, which is another one that's not really talked about a whole lot, but I do like Reselling, which is like an on-page calculator. And there's a whole bunch of like odds and ends ones. I'm going to do a whole video breakdown on that.
Yeah.
Matthew, how many personal Funko Pops do you own? And is that more than the sloths? So Trista
Good
was
question.
very proud. I now own
Less sloths and Funkos.
I own
actually.
about 30 Funkos less because I did clean out my personal collection. I got rid of like 25 or 30 of my personal Funko Pops in our warehouse sale over this weekend.
Yep.
I don't know exactly how many, and it's not much anymore.
You made a lot of 13-year-old boys very
There was
very
one
excited.
kid.
They were like, they were hoarding these Funkos.
Yeah,
like,
they bought
so
probably
funny.
20 of them. It was
Which,
great.
how does that make you feel that the 13-year-old boys are going for the things that you love?
Hey.
It's not good. It's not good.
I'm a child at heart. I probably have 30. I probably have 30 left. I'm trying to get away from collecting like the common stuff you could just buy anytime. I'm trying to go for more of the high ticket, the valuable, the hard to find stuff is what I'm trying to go for. You missed one up there. Scroll back up. How did you guys start out yard sales and thrifting? How long was it until you realized you needed a warehouse? I talked about the warehouse thing. The warehouse took 2 years for us to realize we needed one.
Yeah.
As far as how we started out, I actually didn't. So I started with Amazon. I was not doing eBay in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so back again, this was
he had never stepped into a Goodwill until.
No, thrift stores. Like I was the type of person I thought thrift stores were dirty. Goodwill is disgusting. Like she grew up in a thrifting family just for personal use.
Yeah.
So I never grew up that way. And I thought thrift stores just had a bunch of dirty old stuff, which they do, but I didn't realize it was worth money. But I started out by going to retail stores, and this is way before brand restrictions ever was a thing. You can sell anything on Amazon. So I started retail arbitrage, and I did that for a good 4 to 6 months until Trista kind of got on board. We started the first eBay account, and then you started getting into thrifting clothing.
Yeah.
Because you were doing clothing anyways, just for personal. And then you're like, wait, you can make money doing this?
I had a problem.
And now she found a way to make money with that problem.
Yes.
And you still get to do it. So that's kind of like how we did it. We started with Amazon first. About 6 months in, we started eBay.
Yeah.
I didn't start doing eBay until
I made you.
like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Until I made you.
Probably 2 years ago, I started getting into the eBay stuff.
We started getting a lot of, not a lot, but we get, you're going to get a fair amount of Amazon returns. It's just what happens. Customers return things. You get them back. They're damaged or the packaging is damaged. And so then you have to either local sell them, or I just started putting them on eBay because we wanted them gone. And that's how it started.
And then I started getting into the electronics game. And that's where I started looking at, wait, you can buy old electronics for $5 and $10 and sell them for 50 plus.
Yeah.
That's where I started getting into electronics, and that kicked off eBay.
Somebody just became a hustler after watching us. I think you were probably a hustler before you were watching us.
That's awesome.
Maybe we encouraged you.
We encourage the hustler habits.
Yes. You're either you have it or you don't. You know?
There's no I think that's just entrepreneurship. It's you don't grow into being an entrepreneur is such a thrown out, it's such an overused term nowadays, but you have a lot of people who are like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, cool, but you have it or you don't. It's not teachable.
And it's not even necessarily that they want to do the things that we do and that we enjoy doing. We like finding those crazy deals and then flipping them. And we get our gratification comes from making money at the end of the day from all of our hard work. A lot of people want to be an entrepreneur because they like the idea of time freedom and not having a boss, and they like the perks. And obviously we like the perks or we wouldn't be here, but
they want to sip margaritas on their laptop lifestyle on the beach.
Yeah.
Most of the time it comes from MLM bullshit that they get sucked into.
He's calling it like he sees it, people. Anyways,
how's that for inspiration?
Move along. I mean, everybody wants that lifestyle, there's a lot of work that goes into
Yeah.
it. Dana was like, "Oh, you look so pretty," because normally I don't have makeup on. I was just in the garage for the last 3 hours sweating my butt
She was a lot sweatier than this
Yeah.
about an hour ago.
I don't know what word was going to come out of my mouth just then.
That's the thing, though. Like a lot
Anyway,
of people,
it's a lot of work. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
It's tedious. There's so much that goes into it. And so you either like that process or you don't. You either like the hustle of it or you don't.
and that's the key, because a lot of people, unfortunately, with social media and YouTube, everyone sees the results.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. Because you see a YouTube title, it's like, I made $2,000 on eBay this week, and everyone's like, I want $2,000. But they don't see the hustle, the process, the journey that went into making that.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the true separation happens between you either have it or you don't. If you love the process of getting those results, you will do absolutely fine. If you've got poor work ethic and you are a lazy human being, get out. You're not going to make it long term. We've personally seen and helped many people over the last 4 years we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Start their journey, teach them what we know, show them the route and how to do this stuff. And they don't make it past the 1 year mark because it's hard. You either have it or you don't. You either have the work ethic that's going to make this work or you don't. If you just know you are a lazy person, like, just don't even start. I'm telling you right now, you're going to save yourself a lot of headache because you won't make it past the 1 year mark. You have it or you don't.
Boom. Mic drop. We're out. See you later. Peace. No, not yet.
All right, guys.
We're
got
almost there, though.
Couple more minutes. We'll hammer through these.
We usually do this call at our warehouse without our children. And lately, summer and just busy schedules and new baby, it's just been easier to do it at the house. But I do throw our toddler upstairs. He gets to eat snacks in our bed. Ugh, I hate it.
He knows
so
Tuesdays
much.
from 5 to 6 if we're doing the call here at the house. That's his free hour. He gets snacks. He gets a movie in
He's
bed.
watching Paw Patrol, eating. He's living it up.
He's living life right now.
He is living his best life, getting crumbs all up in my bed.
On that note, parents to a 3-year-old and a 16-month. I love how real you two are concerning parenting in the business. That's exactly what it is.
Isla's down there sleeping.
Yep.
Titus is upstairs.
Kids are with us 24/7, no sitters. Y'all motivate us, keep going. Active 3 months and sold over 10K. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Congrats on that hard work.
Awesome. But so you're making money. You are obviously doing super well. Don't be afraid to hire help with your kids. And I've said this 100 times. And I know that everyone has their own things about hiring babysitters. It's called just accept the help. We're very lucky we get we have a lot of help in the area because both of our families live 10 minutes in either direction. And we've said that over and over. We're very lucky. But I still hire a babysitter. I have someone coming every Thursday for 4 hours just to keep Titus busy while I work in the garage or go run errands or do whatever. If you're making the money and you need that focused time without your kids, don't feel guilty about hiring a babysitter to just get some work done.
And the thing too is if it's a trust issue,
Yeah.
it's not that you need to hire a babysitter and then when they show up, you leave the house. Most of the time, you can just go in a different room in your house that they're babysitting at. They can chill in your living room and watch and hang out with your kids. You go into a different room where you can be focused.
Yep.
And if you need to show up and help with the kids, you're right there anyways.
I don't have to do it anymore, but I used to say, okay, here's lunch, here are snacks. I'm going into the garage, and I would lock the door from the inside.
Because Titus would come knock on the door Mom.
Yeah. He wasn't allowed to bug me unless he was bleeding. And that never happened. So that's good. Anyway, I'm glad that you are doing this despite your kids being all up in your business all the time. It's hard work. I cannot overstate how hard it is to be a parent and a full-time entrepreneur and try to juggle It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really glad you're doing this with us, Kyle, and your wife and your kiddos. Okay, rapid fire. Read the questions. We got to go.
I just upgraded to a pro account. FBA just started on it 3 months ago. I'm a part-time seller and I like it. Awesome.
Great. Not a question.
Next.
No, but really good. Good job, Joe. No.
I gotcha. Where'd Gretchen go?
Where is Gretchen? We're getting a lot of annoying people, which times means it's time to go.
All right, there we go.
All right.
We have to get some more mods on here. I wish I lived in McMinnville. Its population is about what Hillsborough was when we moved here. Now it's over 100K, too many people. Yeah. Yeah. I love
go to the bins at Hillsborough at least, well, it's once a week. It was more before Isla came along, but
yeah.
Okay, we already answered those questions.
Sent a couple of Instagram DMs with no response. Love to hear from you. I will go through my DMs. Shoot me another DM so it bumps to the top.
Yeah.
I've got the 99 plus on my Instagram DMs, and it stays that way. So just keep hitting me up until I'll see it at the top there. But I'll check through my DMs tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you guys want in on the accountability group, it will be a paid group. I'm not going to charge an absurd amount of money. But we do need to have our time compensated. So especially the work we're going to put into it. So if you guys are interested, you need to shoot me a DM if you want to be first come, first serve.
Susan, do you know any cross-listing sites that lets you list other things besides fashion? So there's a new one, brand new. We have just tried it out. It's called List Perfectly.
Yep. And we will be setting up an affiliate with them as well and having them on a live show. And I'll do a whole video tutorial on that as well. So if you haven't signed up and you want to support us, you can hold off a day or two until we get a affiliate code set up for you guys. And we'll see if we can set up some type of like discount, free trial, all that good stuff.
If you don't have an invoice for something brand new on Amazon, do you sell it as used in very good condition?
If it's brand new, you can go used like new. According to Amazon's guidelines, you can do like new if the packaging is in pristine condition, is the terminology they use. But yes, that is what I would do if I were to sell it on Amazon. Anything you sell on Amazon without a proper invoice or receipt will be a risk. With that being said, the risk on a used item is very small. I have not heard of people having issues on used items, but the risk is there. So it's up to you.
Okay. Can Inventory Lab track everything for taxes, such as can you input eBay buy sales and so forth?
I wish.
No.
Inventory Lab will track all the Amazon stuff. Unfortunately, not many options out there for eBay.
A lot of people just use a simple Excel sheet.
Yeah, just come up with an easy Excel sheet.
Okay. Somebody mentioned drop shipping. So drop shipping is against TOS for eBay. And they're really starting to crack down on that. And we know people who have drop shipped in the past, and that was their primary business. And it's really, they got out of it because it was slowing down because eBay was, they believe that eBay was like suppressing listings and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but it's not a reliable business model. And
Mary asked, how do we feel about it? That was her nice way of putting it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Here's the thing with drop shipping. You have zero control. Yeah. A lot of times, because when people say drop shipping, they're thinking about drop shipping products from retailer sites like Walmart.com. You have such little control over that. True drop shipping, which I believe in, is done when you have a distributor account or you're working directly with the brand. That's okay. But the traditional drop shipping that some of these gurus are promoting and talking about and doing courses on and all that BS, not in our ballpark. Not a fan of it at all.
All right, you guys, I think that we are going to close it down, shut it down, close it up.
You want to say hi?
Something.
Say what's up, YouTubes.
Hi.
Look, you got your big microphone.
Did your movie end? Yeah. Did your movie end?
Yeah,
Say
that.
what's up?
What?
Can you do that? Beatbox,
Int.
show 'em.
Int.
Ints.
Ugh. All right.
All right. You guys, we got to go.
That's our cue. When he's done with his movie, he definitely
Lets us know.
he's going to limit us on how much we can do on here.
That one.
But we will be back next Tuesday, as always, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Stay tuned because we got a lot of cool stuff rolling out this week. We've got a lot of cool videos coming out. I'm uploading, hopefully tomorrow. I'll have my next upload on videos. Tutorials are coming back. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of potentially huge things that we can't talk about at all right now. But we got some fun stuff coming for you guys.
Yep.
So with that being said,
We'll see you next week, guys.
peace out, crew. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Mama,